Hello and welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. Well, some critics say when the state balanced its budget, it did so on the backs of some of our local cities. And here to talk more about one of those examples is Paul Leon. He is the mayor of Ontario. Thank you very much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me back after so many years.
Yeah, nice to see you. One of the places where the state grabs some money from our local areas is the redevelopment agency money. How is this affecting Ontario?
Well, it affects us in the fact that we have lived by redevelopment for many years. We're a city that's 120 some years old. And how do you exist with infrastructure that has been around that long? Well, you have to improve it, so you have to redevelop. And in order to redevelop, you have to have funds. And this was recognized years ago when redevelopment was introduced into the state. The thing about redevelopment, it not only improves your community, but it also creates jobs. And it creates revenue, ongoing revenue streams.
Some had argued, though, that there was no real oversight for some of this redevelopment agency money, and that there was no real accountability on how some of the money was being spent.
If that is so, then create the oversight and create the accountability instead of killing the goose that lays the golden egg. Redevelopment allows us to redevelop. And so when entire areas of property are mowed down, bulldozed, rebuilt, all of those jobs are created at that time. Then,
so where does this leave the City of Ontario, and what are you going to do about it?
Well, all that we can do is, at this time, hope that we can buy our way back in with this hostage taking that the state has put us in this position to where we have to invest back with them about $18 million in order to buy our way back into redevelopment. To me, it's atrocious what they do at the state level, and we have no way to combat it except take them to court, which we've done.
So you have to sue, but in the meantime, the state still has the money that would normally go to redevelopment agencies.
And they're marching along as if their decision has no contention. You're exactly right. So
you sue, but what do you plan to do to continue with existing projects? Do you have any ongoing projects that are going to have to be halted because of this?
We have many projects that we have to put on hold. We were in the process right now of redeveloping our downtown. This has been something that the residents of Ontario have been asking for dozens of years, saying, when are we going to see our downtown revitalized? We were doing it right now, and with this decision, we had to shut that project down.
There's no way to make it happen with money that the city already has or with private enterprise?
No, because the money that we had to do it with was redevelopment funds, which we had to return back to the state. On the other hand, private development does not have the resources. They do not have the resources right now to do that kind of redevelopment and construction.
It's kind of a forced restructuring effect.
Well, what it does is it just delays for who knows how long the process of putting up new structures in our city and taking down blight and redoing that infrastructure in the city of Ontario, as I explained, is 120 some years old.
Well, next time we check in with you, we'll see how that lawsuit's going and how the redevelopment's going. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. More HLN next.